I don't know anyone. I've heard people say that. Well, that everyone knows someone, okay? People, unless they're hermits, they're around people all the time, whether it's colleagues at work, neighbors, friends, relatives. Like I said before, there's been studies done on this, and the average person knows 250 people. Many know more. Recently, I was at a funeral of a very popular person in town, didn't have a lot of money, but they had over 1,000 people come to that funeral. That person knew a lot of people. That person had a lot of relationships and probably could have put buyers and sellers together all day long. They were a retired person, and he would have been a perfect candidate for PayFerral, if he was still with us. And so these opportunities are not limited to any age. Matter of fact, what we're finding is, obviously, the longer you've been around, the more relationships you have, and the greater the ability to connect buyers and sellers. Another question we have is, does PayFerral provide support and training? Yes, we do. We absolutely provide support. We have a phone number you can call and actually talk to a human being. In terms of training, we have webinars, we have videos to explain different things, a video like this one. I know this is being recorded. So there's a lot of ways that we can give you insights, and it's constantly evolving. So we're only getting bigger and better, and that training is not only applicable to PayFerral in terms of building relationships, but it's going to help you in every aspect of your life. How time-consuming is it to set up and follow a PayFerral transaction? If you hadn't had a chance, you need to go to the website to really get a feel for this. There's walkthrough videos. It shows you what the back office looks like, walks you through a transaction. We obviously think it's pretty simple. I mean, you basically go in, initiate a transaction, inviting someone to either become part of PayFerral if they aren't, and if they are, then they just directly get the email with the referral. If they need to be invited and become a member, they sign up, and then they'll get the referral. You agree upon what the referral fee is. It's documented on the system, and then they call that person, or you put them together in terms of the person being referred. And if the business is successful, the person who got the business goes into the system and indicates that the transaction has happened, and you get paid, right through PayFerral. So it's very simple when you walk through it, because the concept is simple. You're putting buyers and sellers together, which you're doing anyway. If you think about it all year round, whenever you give a referral for where to eat, or a doctor, or an accountant, or whatever. So it's something you're doing right now, and this is a way of getting paid for it. And these days, people need as many revenue streams as possible, and why shouldn't you get a piece of the action? How will I keep track of multiple transactions? PayFerral is very sophisticated from the standpoint it can track really an endless amount of transactions, and with the reporting system, you can get feedback as to what transactions you have out there, whether it's pending, or it's been completed, or you're saving it to send it out when you've got the right person for the referral, and you can sort on any of the columns of information. So everything's at your fingertips. You don't have to worry about it. That's what we do. That's part of the service, and why you become a member and you get those benefits. What type of transactions are typical in PayFerral? Well, it's typically a service business, I would say, that you're referring to. Number one, those businesses are, I think, much more conducive to getting referrals, because typically that's how they try to do a lot of business. Whereas a retail store, you go in there, it's all set up, the space and the systems and the products, and nothing's negotiable. You just have to pay the price. You don't go to the cashier and say, hey, I'll give you this for this candy bar. No, it's marked and you pay for it. That's how we're trained. You got to remember, a lot of what we do in life is because it's what we've been taught or trained to do. PayFerral is a little different because you're able to take a proactive stance and go out there and put buyers and sellers together, and you don't need permission from anyone. You can do that. You don't have to be an expert in the field. You can do it with whoever and whatever area that you want to put those buyers and sellers together. And the cool thing about it is you will learn more and more about all these different industries. So when you ask people, hey, how's business, or tell me about your business, you'll have a much more sincere interest because it could definitely benefit you, and the more you know about it, the better. So don't limit yourself to the type of transactions that you can use PayFerral for. It really is open to anyone, anywhere. I mean, you can be in an airport and you just meet someone and you find out what they do, and they may have an insurance need, and you know the perfect insurance guy to hook them up with. Boom, PayFerral. I mean, you could do it right on your BlackBerry. I've got a BlackBerry right here. You can just literally do the transaction right online as you're speaking to someone in terms of setting it up. So it's really amazing when you open up your mind how many opportunities are out there. And let me tell you, my friends, if you've never been in sales and you've never been commissioned that way, there's a lot of money in being able to bring buyers to sellers. I mean, it's a huge industry. It happens every day. Companies around the world spend trillions of dollars to do this. So why shouldn't you get a piece of the action? That has really been the impetus behind PayFerral, is providing a marketplace so that you can participate in the economy in ways you never have before. And you don't need a particular degree or certification or a license or whatever. You can go in there and you can put buyers and sellers together. Now, of course, some industries don't allow someone to pay a referral fee. I know in real estate, in certain markets, and insurance, they may not be able to, but there's so many other people that are willing to do it. And it's really not your problem as to what one other profession may do or not. You just need to know what you're able to do and stay within your own ethics. That's also very important, because you want to be able to sleep at night. You want to do things right, and PayFerral allows you to do that. So I'm going to stop here. There's even more questions, but I think we've had a good session. So I thank you for your participation, being here, and please check out the site www.payferral.com, PayFerral, and please give us a call if you have any questions, 866-812-9886. And again, thank you for your time.